Blog Show. Blog Show.
Welcome to the Blog Show. I'm Jamie Mottram. This is Dan Steinberg, and we've read every sports blog on the internet to bring you as many shining moments as possible from the week that was.
And with that, the ball is tipped, and we begin in the world of baseball. Opening week festivities continued all over the majors, but our favorite day, I think, happened at Brewers Park, whatever.
Yeah, opening game in Milwaukee. You've got a guy walking around dressed as a keg.
That's right.
Handing out free beers to people. Deadspin is where we saw this. And he labeled it a beer bong, but I think that's actually a variation on a keg stand that young lady is doing.
Perhaps, but that guy was not the only one who was wearing some kind of beer accoutrement on his head. There were also these fans who had the kind of giant mugs of beer.
Yeah, the brew crew, they had more keg hats, but they were fake ones. And I think those mugs of beer could have been fake as well. But perhaps the best Brewers fan on opening day was the guy dressed as a gorilla on stilts.
That's right. You see a lot of gorillas around, but not too many tall gorillas, so I appreciated that.
Yeah, good effort there. Also, good effort down there in Atlanta. We saw that on BigLeagueStew.com. Also, good effort in Atlanta, where a streaker not only made it onto the field, but got to the mound and reached the holy grail of streaking, the rosin bag.
That's right. Threw it up in the air and then kind of made it to the outfield and eluded all these security guards. I think one of those guys was actually Dimitri Young out there. But I'm curious, is it really still called a streaker if he has his clothes on?
No, but we saw that one on the Sporting blog. There was a true streaking incident in Toronto, and normally the cameras on a broadcast, they pan away and don't show you the idiot on the field.
Right.
You know, I think all the fans want to see the idiot on the field, so here she was.
You have to rely on the fans from the stands actually taking the video and putting it on the YouTubes.
Yes, and here's the video of a YouTube streaker, a lovely lady, if you will, wearing a flesh-colored bra.
She didn't actually make it onto the field.
Not totally topless. I appreciated her Blue Jays-themed sunglasses and belly button ring, the large purple bag. It's really quite an effort.
She was looking good. Yeah. But I guess you can also run onto the field if you're a player, and you know sometimes you kind of run on before the game, sometimes maybe you run on during the game. This Japanese, I think Taiwanese actually baseball player from the La New Bears disagreed with the call at first base, decided to take out the ump.
Yeah, got a full head of steam and just give him the flying elbow right there. Well done. We saw that on the East Wind-Up Chronicle. Two Major League Baseball teams went to the Far East to kick off their baseball season. The Red Sox and the A's. Here's Dustin Pedroia, second baseman for the Red Sox, with a Boston area tire commercial.
And people think we take it easy between games.
Like you, Dustin, at Sullivan Tire, we know training is important.
We saw that commercial on Small White Ball.
That's right. Well, Pedroia was obviously getting paid for his efforts. You know, some baseball players kind of volunteer their time, such as the Kansas City Royals, doing this calendar for charity, I believe. And there's some really great shots of them modeling. I think one of the things that really stands out is that these Royals, who we've never heard of, don't really know what to do with their hands while they're modeling. Yeah. I sympathize.
Yeah, it looked very uncomfortable, kind of like us on air. One guy who looked totally comfortable in front of the camera was Mark Grudzielanek.
That's right.
Look at him there with that rear end, way out there.
Looks like he's trying to get hit by that pitch.
We saw that one on Ballstar, Kansas City Royals blog.
Yeah, it's worth pointing out that maybe they would have looked a little bit more comfortable had they taken their shirts off and slathered themselves with like baby oil or maybe olive oil or something. That's what the University of Idaho football team did, posing shirtless and kind of covered with some kind of lubricant.
It accentuates the muscles.
That's right.
The six-packs, whatnot. That's the Idaho Vandals football team. And we saw that one from the rival football blog, Fight BSU for Boise State.
That's right. And you know, maybe some of those guys have Facebook pages. A lot of the college kids seem to think that's a cool thing to do now.
Yeah, the kids with the Facebook.
I have a Facebook page. I don't really maintain it very well, but Chris Long actually seems to be active on his Facebook page.
It's probably a good thing that you don't use it too much because, yes, Chris Long, UVA, standout defensive end, going to be a top 5 pick in this spring's draft. His Facebook group that he just joined is titled, Hillary Clinton, Stop Running for President and Make Me a Sandwich. It's real political buff, that Chris Long. I think Howie might need to take him aside.
That's right. But, you know, if you want to kind of be like more politically correct, I think you have to kind of, you know, shake hands, kiss the babies, maybe sign the Hooters girls T-shirt, something like that.
Sure, and Roy Williams knows all about that. We saw these pics on Don Chavez. It's Roy and a bunch of Hooters girls, and I think the most outlandish thing about this photos is that they're wearing pants. I didn't know that Hooters girls, you know, the standard issue apparel came with pants.
Never actually been to a Hooters, is that not?
Oh, all the time. I only usually get the short shorts.
Interesting. Well,
that's about it.
You know, Roy Williams obviously was in the college basketball finale. Someone who covered a lot of college basketball this winter was Gus Johnson, who also kind of works in the NBA arena occasionally. And, you know, once in a while, I guess he kind of freestyles for the camera. Check this one out.
Ladies and gentlemen.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
What was the West Sponsored by Dancing Queen.
We saw that one on Odinized, and Gus Johnson is so likable that he actually made me like a dreadful song like Dancing Queen. That was not bad.
It's all right for you?
Yeah, it works for me. For him, it was good.
Okay, cool. You know, one of my favorite things about the NBA, besides singing announcers, would be the bobbleheads. And here's actually kind of an alternative. Like some of our bobbleheads, you know, Ryan Zimmerman's giant head, I might occasionally want to lick it because it looks so delicious. But
fine collection, yeah.
But there's actually some that are bobbleheads and lollipops, such as the Steve Nash bobble pop.
Yeah, bobble pop. And it's kind of frightening. It looks a little bit like Annie Lennox used to look in the 80s.
Pee-wee Herman. I think it kind of looks like Joel Grey from Cabaret a little bit.
Yeah, elsewhere in the NBA, you were at quite an event last week. It was Deshaun Stevenson's 27th birthday party, 80s themed party here in D.C.
And I heard that was actually one of 2 birthday parties that he held last week. I didn't get invited to the second one, but the guys did come with their boom boxes and their giant cell phones and their other 80 stylists.
Yeah, Gilbert's giant Gordon Gekko style cell phone stole the show. But you were actually invited to Deshaun's party? They let you in past the red carpet?
We were invited to the red carpet. We went in briefly and kind of saw the pop of the Smurf cakes and the Rubik's Cubes, but we left before the real fun started.
Very nice. Karan.
Slick Rick also came to the party.
Slick Rick was at the party.
That's right.
Was Biz Markie as well?
Biz Markie was the DJ.
That's quite a party. They're also having a party at the Verizon Center because the Caps have made the playoffs. We're rocking out with the red out. Hip hip Puey.
That's right.
You're going to be actually rocking out with Beard for the duration of the playoffs. Is that correct?
Well, it's kind of unclear, but Ted Leonsis and I did sort of agree to grow playoff beards together, so we'll see how that goes.
And it didn't go so well last year with the Wizards. It lasted for 4 games.
4 games and out.
We'll see how it goes this year. But at least you can check out the Caps on Friday night. But come back next week for Blog Show, each and every Tuesday here on Comcast Sportsnet. Before you go, let's play the YouTube clip of the week.
Yeah, we should mention that the Caps mascot, of course, is Slapshot, who gets involved in various hilarity, but he's not, so far as we know, ever been to the beach.
Unlike the Tampa Bay Lightning mascot, Thunderbug, courtesy of Puck That Hit.
Blog Show was brought to you by the good people at Senate Insurance.
Kiss my bumper. Just kiss it.